All right, let's break down one of the most incredible, most grueling performances in the history of Monday Night Raw. And look, this is way more than just a match recap. We're going to dissect the anatomy of a true Iron Man run, a trial by fire that completely redefined what we thought were the limits of human endurance.
See, to really get what happened this night, you have to understand the stakes. This whole gauntlet match went down just 6 days before the Elimination Chamber, which is, one of the most brutal structures in all of WWE. The commentary team said it best: the chamber changes you. And this was the first shot fired in that war.
So you've got 7 of Raw's absolute best, all set to go into that unforgiving steel. But first, they have to survive this, a history-making gauntlet match designed to completely drain their stamina and, maybe more importantly, break their will before the real battle even kicked off. And really, it all boils down to one question, right? With a shot at the Universal Championship at WrestleMania on the line, how much is one person willing to sacrifice? This entire night was defined by that single question. Okay, so to really get the story here, you have to understand the format, because a gauntlet match is just as much a psychological battle as it is a physical one. Now the rules, they sound simple enough. You win, you stay in, you keep fighting. But the reality? It's absolutely brutal. With every single victory, you're more tired, more beaten up, while your next opponent is walking down that ramp at 100%. It is a true war of attrition where, eventually, your own body becomes your worst enemy. So the bell rings, and who do we get first? 2 former Shield brothers, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. And for Rollins, you could tell this was a statement. This was his chance to prove that Raw was still Monday Night Rollins and that he would burn himself to the ground to get back to the top. So after this incredibly strategic back-and-forth war, Rollins just shows off this genius-level ring IQ. Right as Reigns is charging in for a spear, Rollins uses all that momentum against him, flips it into a roll-up, and gets a shocking 3 count. It's a massive victory, but man, it came at a huge, huge cost. And just look at that number, 27 minutes. Seth Rollins is already almost half an hour into this thing. He's got to be gassed, and his night is just getting started. So what's his reward for pulling off that incredible win? Oh, just a completely fresh 16-time world champion in John Cena. The mountain that Rollins had to climb just became impossibly steep. And you could just see the difference in strategies here. It was like watching a chess match play out. On one side, you've got Cena being methodical, like a predator, just conserving energy, picking his spots, and exploiting every sign of fatigue. And then there's Rollins, who's running on pure desperation and heart. It's all high-risk moves, just hoping, praying for a miracle before his body completely gives out. We're now past the 45-minute mark for Rollins' total time in the ring. And at this point, he's barely on his feet. He is running on pure adrenaline, pure heart, and you can just feel the crowd realizing they are watching history being made right in front of them. And then it happens. The moment we all thought was the end. Cena hits the attitude adjustment. After nearly an hour of fighting 2 of the best in the world, this has to be it, right? I mean, the human body can only take so much. Nope. In a moment of just unbelievable defiance, Seth Rollins kicks out. He just refuses to lose. The whole arena, everyone watching at home, were all just left in absolute shock. I mean, you could hear it in the commentary team's voices. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. It was just this moment of pure disbelief, a testament to the sheer will of a guy who was simply not going to stay down. And somehow, from somewhere deep down, Rollins finds one last gasp of energy. He counters Cena, he hits the stomp, and he pins John Cena. He has now beaten Roman Reigns and John Cena, back to back. But here's the thing about a gauntlet match. The nightmare isn't over. As the crowd is going nuts for him, giving him this huge ovation, here comes the next guy, a totally fresh Elias, walking down that ramp like a shark smelling blood in the water. And this is where it all finally came to an end. 1 hour and 5 minutes. Let that sink in. After putting on the longest performance in the entire history of Monday Night Raw, the tank was finally, officially empty. He was pinned. But honestly, the loss didn't matter one bit. That performance earned him this massive, sundering standing ovation, and it absolutely cemented his legacy. He proved, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that he was a true Iron Man. So, while Rollins' incredible run was the main story, the rest of this match told us something else, something really important for the Elimination Chamber that was coming up. You start to see this crystal clear pattern emerge, right? A tired Elias gets beaten by a fresh Finn Balor. Then, a tired Finn Balor gets taken out by a pretty fresh Miz. And to top it all off, the last guy in, Braun Strowman, he just steamrolls the Miz. The lesson here couldn't be clearer. The fresher you are, the bigger your advantage. So here's the lay of the land after all that chaos. You've got Rollins, the hero, the Iron Man, but now he has a giant target on his back because he's wounded. Reigns and Cena, they're both reeling from these shocking losses. Elias, he played it smart. He capitalized. And then there's Braun Strowman, the last man in, and without a doubt, the most dangerous guy in the match. The whole game just got flipped on its head. Which really leaves us with this one big question. Seth Rollins put on a performance for the ages. He proved he was the heart and soul of Raw. But, and this is the big but, did he just win an incredible battle only to sacrifice his chances in the war that truly mattered just 6 days later?